Most people grow up believing that productivity is a race against the clock. From a young age, we are taught to wake up earlier, stay busy, and squeeze as much work as possible into every hour of the day. Calendars become crowded, to-do lists grow longer, and success is often measured by how exhausted someone looks at the end of the day. In this mindset, time is treated as the ultimate enemy, and productivity becomes a constant struggle to control it. But this belief is deeply flawed because time has never been the real problem. Everyone on this planet has the same 24 hours, yet the results people achieve vary dramatically. The difference is not how much time they have, but how much energy they bring into that time. Time is fixed and unforgiving. No matter how motivated, disciplined, or intelligent you are, you cannot stretch a day beyond its limits. Energy, however, is different. Energy can rise and fall. It can be renewed, protected, invested wisely, or wasted carelessly. Productivity is not about filling hours. It is about filling those hours with meaningful, focused energy. When people say they do not have enough time, what they often mean is that they do not have enough energy. They may sit in front of their work for hours, but their mind is tired, their body is drained, and their focus is scattered. In that state, time passes without progress. Think about moments in your life when you accomplished something significant in a short period. It might have been finishing an important project, solving a difficult problem, or creating something meaningful. In those moments, you were not watching the clock. You were fully present. Your energy was aligned, your attention was sharp, and your actions flowed naturally. That single hour may have produced more results than entire days spent in a tired, distracted state. This reveals a powerful truth. Productivity is not measured by duration, but by intensity and clarity of energy. Mental energy plays a crucial role in this equation. The brain is not designed to maintain deep focus for endless hours. Constant multitasking, switching between apps, notifications, emails, and conversations drains mental energy faster than most people realize. When the mind is overloaded, even simple tasks begin to feel heavy. Decisions take longer, mistakes increase, and creativity disappears. Managing mental energy means protecting focus. It means creating periods of uninterrupted attention where the brain can fully engage with one task at a time. In these moments, work feels lighter, faster, and more satisfying. Emotional energy is just as important, yet it is often ignored. Stress, anxiety, unresolved conflicts, and constant pressure quietly consume enormous amounts of energy. A person may be physically present at work, but emotionally exhausted. Worrying about the future, replaying past mistakes, or seeking validation drains the inner fuel required for meaningful effort. When emotional energy is low, motivation disappears, procrastination increases, and even tasks we once enjoyed feel burdensome. True productivity requires emotional stability, not perfection, but awareness. Learning to manage stress, set boundaries, and process emotions allows energy to return to where it belongs: purposeful action. Physical energy forms the foundation of everything else. The body is not a machine that can run indefinitely without care. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, dehydration, and inactivity slowly erode energy reserves. Many people try to compensate with caffeine or stimulants, but these are temporary solutions that often lead to deeper crashes. When the body is tired, the mind follows. Focus weakens, patience shrinks, and resilience fades. On the other hand, when the body is rested and nourished, productivity feels natural. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become manageable, sometimes even enjoyable. One of the biggest misconceptions about productivity is the belief that working longer automatically leads to better results. In reality, overworking often produces the opposite effect. Long hours without adequate rest lead to burnout, which is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of mismanaged energy. Burnout happens when energy output consistently exceeds energy renewal. At that point, motivation collapses, creativity dries up, and performance declines. The solution is not more discipline, but better energy awareness. Rest is not the enemy of productivity. It is its foundation. Rest allows the brain to reset, the body to recover, and emotions to stabilize. Short breaks during the day, proper sleep at night, and moments of stillness are not wasted time. They are strategic investments in future performance. Many high performers understand this intuitively. They work in focused bursts and then step away. They respect their limits, not because they are lazy, but because they understand how energy works. Clarity also plays a vital role in energy management. When goals are unclear, energy is scattered. The mind wastes effort deciding what to do next, questioning priorities, and reacting to distractions. Clear goals act like channels that direct energy efficiently. When you know exactly what matters, your energy naturally flows toward it. Decision fatigue decreases, focus increases, and productivity improves without force. Clarity reduces friction, and reduced friction preserves energy. Another hidden drain on energy is the constant pressure to be available. In a connected world, notifications never stop, messages arrive at all hours, and expectations of instant response have become normal. Each interruption may seem small, but collectively they fragment attention and exhaust mental energy. Protecting energy sometimes means disconnecting, setting boundaries, and choosing depth over immediacy. Productivity thrives in environments where focus is respected and distractions are minimized. Managing energy also requires self-awareness. Every person has natural rhythms. Some people think more clearly in the morning, others in the afternoon or evening. Ignoring these rhythms and forcing productivity at low energy times leads to frustration. Aligning important work with peak energy periods transforms performance. Tasks that require creativity, strategy, or deep thinking should be done when energy is highest. Routine or mechanical tasks can be reserved for lower energy moments. This simple shift can dramatically improve results without increasing hours. Productivity is also deeply connected to meaning. When work aligns with values and purpose, energy increases naturally. Motivation does not need to be forced. The mind becomes engaged, emotions become invested, and effort feels worthwhile. When work lacks meaning, even small tasks feel draining. Energy leaks away because the heart is not involved. This is why people can work tirelessly on things they care about, yet feel exhausted doing tasks they find empty or misaligned. Purpose fuels energy, and energy fuels productivity. Discipline, often praised as the ultimate productivity tool, is actually secondary to energy. Discipline can push you forward temporarily, but without energy, it becomes unsustainable. Energy makes discipline easier. When you are well rested, emotionally balanced, and mentally clear, showing up requires less effort. Productivity then becomes a natural expression of a healthy system rather than a constant battle of willpower. The secret nobody told you is that productivity is not about controlling time, but about respecting energy. It is about knowing when to push and when to pause, when to focus deeply and when to step back. It is about creating conditions where energy can thrive instead of environments that slowly drain it. When energy is managed wisely, productivity stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like flow. Ultimately, the goal is not to do more, but to do what matters with presence and power. One energized hour, aligned with purpose and clarity, can change outcomes more than an entire day spent exhausted and distracted. When you stop trying to fight time and start learning how to manage your energy, productivity becomes less about effort and more about effectiveness. And that shift changes not only how much you accomplish, but how you experience your work and your life. Most people measure their worth by how busy they appear. A full calendar, endless notifications, back-to-back tasks, and constant motion are often mistaken for progress. Society praises hustle, celebrates exhaustion, and equates movement with success. Yet despite all this activity, many people go to bed feeling empty, frustrated, and behind. They did a lot, but they did not move forward. This is because busyness is not productivity. Busyness is motion without direction, while productivity is progress towards something meaningful. The difference lies in clarity of purpose. Without a clear sense of why you are doing what you do, work becomes reactive. The day starts not with intention, but with reaction. Emails dictate priorities. Messages interrupt focus. Other people's urgencies become your responsibilities. Hours pass, energy drains, and at the end of the day, there is little to show beyond fatigue. This happens not because people are lazy or undisciplined, but because they are unclear. When purpose is missing, the mind has nothing to organize around, so it chases whatever is loudest in the moment. Clarity of purpose acts like an internal compass. It tells you where to go and, just as importantly, where not to go. When you know why you are doing something, your brain automatically filters information. Distractions lose their power because they do not align with your direction. Decisions become simpler because you have a standard to measure them against. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" you start asking, "Does this matter?" That single shift saves enormous amounts of time, energy, and attention. Many people believe productivity means doing more. In reality, productivity often means doing less, but doing it better. Purpose gives you permission to subtract. It allows you to remove tasks that look important but produce little impact. Without clarity, everything feels equally urgent. With clarity, priorities emerge naturally. You stop trying to keep up with everything and start focusing on what actually moves your life forward. The human brain is designed to seek meaning. When it understands the reason behind an action, it engages more deeply. Motivation increases, focus sharpens, and resistance decreases. When the reason is unclear, the brain resists. Procrastination appears, not because the task is difficult, but because it feels pointless. Clarity turns effort into intention. It transforms work from obligation into choice. Busyness often becomes a form of avoidance. Staying busy can feel safer than asking hard questions about direction. It is easier to fill the day with tasks than to confront uncertainty about goals. Activity creates the illusion of progress, even when there is none. Purpose disrupts this illusion. It forces honesty. It asks whether your daily actions are aligned with your long-term vision or merely keeping you occupied. Highly productive people are often misunderstood. From the outside, they may appear calm, selective, and even slow. But beneath that calm is precision. They are not trying to do everything. They are committed to doing the right things. They understand that every yes is also a no to something else. Time and attention are limited, so they guard them carefully. They choose depth over breadth, impact over appearance. Saying no is one of the most powerful expressions of clarity. Without purpose, no feels uncomfortable because there is nothing to justify it. With purpose, no becomes easy because the reason is clear. You are not rejecting people or opportunities, you are protecting alignment. This protection is not selfish, it is responsible. When your energy is spent on what matters most, everyone benefits from the quality of your presence and contribution. Another hidden cost of busyness is fragmentation. Jumping from task to task scatters attention and weakens results. Purpose creates cohesion. It allows different actions to support a single direction rather than compete with each other. Even when tasks are varied, they feel connected because they serve the same goal. This sense of connection reduces mental fatigue and increases satisfaction. Clarity also reduces anxiety. Much stress comes from uncertainty and overload. When you do not know what truly matters, everything feels heavy. When purpose is clear, pressure decreases because expectations are defined. You stop measuring yourself by how much you did and start measuring yourself by whether you move closer to what matters. This shift brings peace, even on demanding days. Productivity driven by pressure is fragile. It depends on fear, urgency, or external validation. When those forces disappear, so does motivation. Productivity driven by purpose is resilient. It continues even when conditions are imperfect. Purpose creates internal drive that does not rely on constant reminders or rewards. It fuels consistency rather than intensity. Clarity of purpose also changes how you experience time. Busy days feel long and exhausting, yet strangely unmemorable. Purposeful days may be full, but they feel meaningful. At the end of such days, there is a sense of progress. Even if not everything was completed, this sense of progress is deeply motivating. It reinforces focus and encourages continued effort. Many people confuse flexibility with lack of direction. In truth, clarity enables flexibility. When you know your purpose, you can adapt methods without losing direction. Obstacles become problems to solve, not reasons to quit. Without clarity, any disruption feels overwhelming because there is no stable anchor. Purpose provides that anchor. It is important to understand that purpose does not have to be grand or dramatic. It can be simple and practical. What matters is that it is clear and personally meaningful. Even small goals, when clearly defined, can transform productivity. Clarity does not eliminate challenges, but it makes them worth facing. Busyness often feels productive because it is visible. Purpose-driven productivity is quieter. Its results are seen over time, not moment to moment. This can be uncomfortable in a culture that values immediate response and constant output. But lasting impact rarely comes from constant motion. It comes from sustained focus in a meaningful direction. When you stop chasing activity and start chasing impact, everything changes. Your schedule becomes a tool, not a trap. Your tasks become steps, not distractions. Your effort becomes intentional, not reactive. Productivity stops being about proving your value and starts being about expressing it. In the end, productivity is not about how full your day is, but how aligned it is. It is not about how much you handle, but about what you advance. Clarity of purpose turns work into progress and effort into fulfillment. Without it, busyness will always feel empty. With it, even simple actions carry weight, and every focused step moves you closer to a life that feels intentional, meaningful, and truly productive.